Happy July.
Hey campers, good to be back in the newsletter.
That is
We've
right.
got July buzz for you here. Kian, what's going on this month in the camp?
Good question. Well, we just got the results from the Bee Informed survey. We sent a few months back around April. We asked everyone to fill this out. This is a nationwide survey that asks commercial beekeepers, sideliners, hobbyist beekeepers, which many camp members are, about the quality of their colonies, how their colonies did over the year. And they've been doing this for over a decade now. And so those results just got back. And the results don't look too good for colony losses for 2022 to 2023. See the
No,
graph on the screen.
yeah,
And that's
almost, as high, the average at 48% loss over the
yeah.
year. Yeah, not
Yeah.
good.
What are some factors that we think could be the reason for that, Wendy? Do we know? Because typically they just focus on gathering the metrics of colony loss, and it's hard to tell. There's always a variety of factors.
Yeah, and we guess when we fill out the survey, right? So it could be nutrition, it could be varroa, yeah, a whole pile of different reasons. So yeah, pesticide loss.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
flipping a coin, so don't feel
yeah,
too bad, especially if
yeah,
you're a beginner.
yeah,
You just, you live and you learn.
yeah.
So
Four
you
P's,
expect this.
four P's, four P's, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And also I should mention we are working on the camp merchandise. So hats, shirts, cups, stickers, items like that. You may have purchased some a couple years back. We are updating all of the pieces of merchandise, and they will be available on a web store by the end of the year, hopefully within a few months. So that will be available for the public, not only camp members, to check out. And we hope you'll enjoy the new designs.
Yeah, and what about pins?
Good question. So also we're updating the pins. So if you are a current candidate and you receive the certification, by the time that we get the pins, it'll be like a few months, you'll be receiving the pin either through the satellite you are taking a prep course through, or through mail, or through one of the events. If you're volunteering with us, you'll be receiving a pin for your levels: apprentice level, honeybee ambassador level, journey level, master level.
Yeah, thanks. I know lots of master beekeepers are pretty psyched to get their pens. Yeah,
Yeah, it's super fun. They're really cute.
yeah.
And so also reminders for current candidates. We have the preparation page on the website, which has all links to all the resources that we have for you. The online course, the classes, the study guide, everything is there for you on that page. So just spend some time there if you're looking for more resources or need some guidance. Also, sign up for classes. Those are a great opportunity for current candidates to get an opportunity to ask questions and have more of a guided experience in learning. And we've added a couple practical dates for the UC Davis location, if you'd like to take it there. And there will be more available on the calendar. And you go to the evaluation page if you're a current candidate and taking the practical exam in order to sign up.
Yeah, thank you.
So we have on July 12th a support session. And support sessions are if you're a current candidate or you're a current member, if you have beekeeping questions that you don't want to ask over email, you want to ask someone in person, or I should say live, which is remote, so it's over Zoom. And you can hop on and you can have a few beekeeping experts from across the state to answer your questions. So if you have a little situation with your hives and you want to explain the full situation and get some feedback, check out the support session. That's for all members. And that's typically monthly. And if you have questions about the study guide, the curriculum, if you're a current candidate, how to take the exam, That's better suited for office hours. The office hours are, you can click on the preparation page. There's a link there if you'd like to attend office hours, also the member page. So support session is beekeeping questions, and then office hours if you have questions about the exam, logistical stuff.
And we also have some opportunities coming up July the 14th at the lab in Davis. We have on Friday, July the 14th, both in person and hybrid pest and disease ID. In person, we'd love to see you around 9 o'clock. School's out at 3:30. And if you decide to join us over Zoom, join us from 9 until noon. So we'll just be learning about the 4 Ps, like we mentioned earlier. It's an important one. I believe there are only 3 seats left. Is that correct?
That's
Keon?
right.
Yeah. So please make sure you register and pay before Monday. Yeah.
Will the in-person students get a chance to test for nosema?
Yeah.
This
Well,
time?
we're going to make sure that that happens. If there is nosema to test for, yeah, we'll run through it. Hopefully, well, in a way, I hope we do see spores, but in another way, not so much,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
that's
but we
right.
will be in the hives for sure.
That's super fun.
Yeah. And the day after, which is the Saturday, July the 15th, we have another offering. This one is more advanced. Anybody who is currently at the journey level of the camp has hopefully either watched the recording in the member portal or can join us live in person or hybrid on Saturday, July the 15th for advanced anatomy and physiology of the honeybee. We get an opportunity to use our dissection tools, check out the microscopy, say that 10 times fast, microscopy. Yes, and just meet other members in the program as well as get a look under the lid. So if you're in person, that's 9 to 3:30, and over Zoom, it's 9 to noon. And again, how many seats are left in that one?
3.
3 as well. Wow. Yeah. So tickets are selling out. Hope to see you there.
Hi, campers. Today we have a discussion with a Chilean beekeeper. She's an apprentice beekeeper in the California Master Beekeeper Program, and her name is Francesca Sandoval. And we have the opportunity to speak with her today. So welcome, Francesca.
Bienvenida, Francesca.
Welcome. See, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome. Appreciate the invitation.
Thank you for being here. And also we have Richard in the call, who is, would you like to do a self-introduction, Richard, really quick?
Sure. My name is Richard Martinez. I'm a researcher in the Nino lab here at UC Davis, but today I'll be serving as an interpreter for Francesca. And yeah, hopefully I can be of use today.
We appreciate your time, Richard. Thank you. And thank you for all the good research you're doing as well at the lab. It's great to be working and pollinating each other's work here. So let's get right into it, Francesca. So first question I have is, tell us about how you got interested in beekeeping originally.
Francesca, ¿nos puede platicar sobre cómo fue que se interesó en las abejas inicialmente?
Sí. Primero quiero decirles que para mí es muy importante esta reunión con UC Davis, porque para contar mi historia como una introducción, hace 5 años más o menos, yo recuerdo haber visto a UC Davis por internet y me parecía algo muy lejano. Y hoy en día estar aquí yo me siento parte, siendo una alumna y también enseñando sobre las abejas. Es muy importante para mí, eso quería decirles, porque los veía por la televisión, todos los estudios y cosas son de UC Davis. No sé si me quiere traducir.
Okay. Francesca is very grateful for this meeting today. She knows that UC Davis is a very important institution, and that about 5 years ago, she came across the institution, UC Davis, and the bee work we do here, and it seemed like a distant goal for her at the time, but she's very grateful that given the time, she's come to meet with us today, and she's just very excited to talk to us about.
Great,
Okay,
great, that's
Yeah.
great to hear.
Entonces, thank you very much, appreciate it. Yo estudié principalmente en un principio diseño gráfico y me fui a la ciudad a trabajar. Lo que no me gustó el ritmo de vida y decidí regresar al campo, a la playa donde yo vivía. Y siempre me ha gustado la naturaleza y me importa mucho. Y un día una mujer necesitaba ayuda con el cuidado de su apiario y me pidió a mí si podía ayudarle, y yo lo encontré sensacional y le dije que sí, y ella me enseñó mucho y me fue tanta mi pasión que ella vio que decidió ella pagarme la universidad para que yo estudiara en Chile, estudiara beekeeper, apicultura. Y a mí me gustó y seguí en esto y seguí y estudié de nuevo en la Universidad de Chile crianza de abejas reina y producción de jalea real. Siempre vi al principio a la abeja melífera como algo productivo, tengo que ser sincera. Al principio, o sea, si bien sabía la importancia, lo veía como algo productivo. Si quieres, para no ser tan largo mi...
No, sí, está tomando notas, no se preocupe. All right, Keon and everyone.
Yeah.
So she actually began her journey as a graphic designer, and at that point in her life, she moved to the city and she didn't really enjoy it. So she moved back to the country. And at the time, her friend actually had an apiary, and her friend asked Francesca for help. And during her time, like taking care of the apiary for her friend, Francesca learned a lot, and she just became passionate about it. And this friend who had the apiary actually paid for Francesca's schooling to continue studying apiculture. And so in her studies, she studied the production of royal jelly and queen rearing. But
Sí.
like, her initial views of beekeeping was, this is just a resource. I think that's the best way to translate it. It's just
Like an economic.
yeah,
Um,
like an
Sí,
economic
yeah.
output.
Exactly.
Francesca, si gusta continuar.
Sí, y luego, mientras más iba aprendiendo de ellas, me di cuenta de la importancia que tenían para el ser humano y empecé a interesarme más, pero creía que más cambié mi chip, digamos, y creo que empecé a cambiar y a ver la escasa cantidad de apicultores que había en mi país, al menos. Había en mi región, en mi localidad, no había nadie que fuera apicultor. Entonces, y en mi lugar donde yo vivo es una zona de protección ecológica por sus flores. Tiene más de 131 especies de flores que solo se dan ahí en la zona donde yo vivo en Chile. Entonces, yo quería como ayudar un poco a la diversidad, si ya habíamos, al ser un lugar turístico, está siendo invadido por la inmobiliaria, ¿entiendes? Por la industria hotelera, por decirlo. Entonces, fuimos devastando su área, el área de las abejas, digamos, nativas. Y entonces ahí empecé a pensar que realmente había que protegerlas y más que todo educar a las personas para protegerlas. Entonces, tengo que decir que vendí miel, produje polen, o sea, lo produjeron ellas, vendí polen, hice hidromiel, hice cosméticas, vendía cera, creo que hice casi muchas de las cosas productivas que podía haber hecho con las abejas.
Oh, wow.
Si quieres,
Oh,
puede decir eso.
So Francesca mentioned that the more she learned about apiculture and honeybees, she gained a better insight of the importance to humans. And at the same time, she realized that in her home region of Chile, like in her home country, she noticed that there was a lack and scarcity of apiculturists in her region. And also she lives close to an ecologically protected area where 131 species of plants occur endemically. So to her, it was an issue where there was a devastating native bee habitat. So she felt like it was important to protect this habitat and the bees, as well as educate the population. But she does admit that while being an apiculturist, she produced, the bees produced honey, and she sold honey, pollen, cosmetics. She sold wax, anything economically sound for an apiculturist to do.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
but I'm not like it right now. Nothing.
Oh, she
No.
doesn't really know.
No, inclusive no me gusta cosechar miel tampoco. Hoy
So-
en día.
Yeah, even to till this day, she is not a fan of harvesting honey from
oh,
from her hives.
Yeah. My focus is educar, enseñar a las personas que si quieren miel, tengan una colmena.
Yeah. So her focus today is to educate the population, the community, and if they're interested in having honey, then here's a hive for you.
so is this all in Chile, or is it also happening in the United States, or is there an expansion in that educational component?
Francesca, lo que usted hace para educar a la gente ocurre solo en Chile o también aquí en los Estados Unidos?
No, afortunadamente, yo llevo 13 años siendo apicultora.
Oh.
Y entonces, afortunadamente, he podido viajar a diferentes países y siempre una curiosidad muy grande que tengo por conocer a beekeepers de las zonas donde voy. Entonces, me reúno con ellos, veo cómo es la situación ahí. He visitado Jamaica, Argentina, España, Bolivia, Perú, y ahora Estados Unidos, el lugar donde más me he quedado, porque he tenido muchas experiencias diferentes con las abejas y me ha gustado muchísimo.
So this is her 13th year beekeeping,
Wow.
and that during her time she's traveled all around the world. She mentioned a couple of countries, but that her main goal is that when she visits these countries, she's immediately attracted to local beekeepers, and she just wants to immerse herself in the local beekeeping community. And right now she's in the United States, and it's the most diverse experiences she's had since. So I think for now, her goal is to stick around here for a bit.
Well, yeah, no, thank her for all of the service that she has given to her community in Chile. I mean, that's probably a lot of work developing those programs and teaching everyone. It takes a lot of time to build those, I would know. And also, I'm curious to know what are the differences that she sees between Chile and the United States in beekeeping.
Francesca, se le agradece muchísimo por el esfuerzo y el trabajo que ha hecho en desarrollar y construir estos programas. La admiramos mucho por eso, por su esfuerzo, pero
Ay, gracias.
¿nos puede platicar sobre las diferencias que usted ve en la apicultura entre Chile y los Estados Unidos?
Sí, claramente. Mira, creo que no hay diferencias. Solamente bueno, cuando llegué aquí tuve la oportunidad de ir a ver cómo era la situación en una gran compañía que tenía 20.000 colmenas en la zona de Sacramento. Y ahí pude acompañar a mis colegas en los trabajos diarios que eran excesivos. Me quedé en shock, sinceramente, porque siento que el trato que tiene la apicultura de la polinización hacia la abeja es súper importante, pero siento que yo como un maltrato animal, si me explico. Lo vi así, es tan así que no quise ver más ese trabajo y me trasladé acá a la zona costera y fue una realidad completamente diferente porque acá no hay industria, no hay monocultivo y las personas tienen un amor por la naturaleza súper bonito, donde me contratan a mí para yo crearles apiarios en sus jardines. Entonces es como el objetivo que yo buscaba, digamos. Y esa es la diferencia. Y en Chile, creo que es lo mismo, no hay una gran industria, hay colegas que tienen miles de colmenas, sí, pero así como acá, no. Pero sí, los problemas son los mismos, que es la varroa,
Yes.
principalmente. La varroa en todas partes es una cosa horrible.
So she doesn't really see a big difference between Chile and California. When she first arrived to this California, she was touring this big beekeeping operation where they have like 20,000 hives in the Sacramento area. And she was shocked at how the pollination services occurred here in California. And to some extent, she felt like it was mistreating the bees because they put the bees through such extenuating circumstances. But that's when she moved to the coastal area in California, I think that's what she meant. She saw a very more relaxed take, like a backyard beekeeping style. And that's what her goal was. Like she gets hired out to build apiaries in people's houses or backyards. And it's very like small scale work. And it's more, I guess to use her word, is more humane because it's not the industry. But that one of the similarities between Chile and California and beekeeping is the varroa mite. Everywhere, the varroa mite is just horrible. And
you're saying it's worse there?
No, just everywhere. That's one of the similarities between just the varroa mite is just devastates beekeepers.
Okay.
Sí. Y here in the coast, en la costa, quedé, también nunca había visto tanto mite. Y creo que, por ejemplo, acá, como te digo, es muy naturista, todo orgánico, ojalá no usar nada, ¿cachai? ¿Entiendes? Y entonces mis clientes no querían tampoco usar químicos o sea, porque obviamente hay que ir variando, ¿cierto? ¿Sabes? Los tratamientos, no podemos poner siempre el mismo. Entonces a ellos no les gustaba y yo tenía que hacer caso a mis clientes, porque algunos eran de restaurante que ofrecían la miel en el restaurante. Bueno, y paralelo a eso, empecé a descubrir el mundo de la abeja nativa, que estoy enamoradísima.
¿Me puede platicar sobre eso?
Sí.
All right.
Me ayudaron con el material para poder enseñar, para poder aprender yo primero y poder enseñar a los niños y a las personas interesadas.
Okay. So right now she's in coastal California, and the first thing she noticed is the amount of corn that's planted over here. But she also noticed that it's a lot of like a touristy zone. It's an area for tourists, but that also like the local agriculture is very organic, and that at that point she realized that she gained understanding that the honeybee was in decline, but then how can it be if it's managed, right? So then she shifted her knowledge to understanding that native bees are the ones in decline, And since then, her along with her cousin have trying to learn like
Oh, like
yeah,
native bee nests and how to support their
exactly.
ecosystems.
Exactly.
That is awesome.
Native bees and hotels is what they call them. But that once she was able to build this program, she did workshops at universities, for some farmers, and pretty much anyone who was interested. And then lastly, she mentioned that her her development of these programs is greatly attributed to the Master Beekeeper Program because they supplied her with the information that she needed for this. And that when people ask her, like, oh, what do you do for work? She responds with, oh, I'm a beekeeper. And their immediate response is like, oh my God, you're a beekeeper. You're so amazing. Thank you. And it's a very like heartwarming thing for her
Yeah.
to experience.
Yeah, well, Francesca, I just want to acknowledge your community-based holistic viewpoint in how you're developing these programs and how you are focusing on native bees as well, because as you mentioned, like a lot of people just focus on honeybees, but you have to view the whole ecosystem as a whole.
Que se le agradece a usted por el punto de vista su visión holística que tiene sobre la educación sobre las abejas. No solo se enfoca en las abejas melíferas, sino las abejas nativas, que hoy en día necesita bastante, especialmente en California, por la agricultura y el devastamiento de en corresponder con usted o aprender más sobre los talleres o los servicios que usted ofrece. ¿Tiene alguna cuenta en una plataforma social para comunicarse con usted?
Sí. Sí, tengo una página web que es www.bioqueen.com y un Instagram que es Francesca. Eso y,
Great, yeah.
y bueno, y mi Gmail que es biofrancesca@gmail.com. Cualquier duda, yo hago mucho trabajo voluntario porque creo que, por ejemplo, esta reunión con ustedes es gracias a esta voluntariedad que uno tiene en ayudar a los demás. Uy, mi batería se me acaba.
Okay, no se preocupe, ahorita acabamos rapidito. So, if you're interested in reaching out to Francesca and take some of her programs or services, you can reach her at www.beaqueen.com, and her Instagram handle is BO Francesca, and her email, if you're interested, is bofrancesca@gmail.com.
Okay. Gracias, Francesca. We'll put those links in the description of this YouTube video. And thank you. Adios.
Es todo, Francesca.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
Más abejas.
Okay, Beekeeping Tips Corner. So if you want a good tool to learn about how pesticides would affect honeybees, and some of them affect them positively or negatively, some of them don't affect them at all, you can search it up online, or there's this good tool we would recommend checking out is in the UC IPM website. I'm going to show you what it looks like really quickly. I'm going to reshare screen. And we would recommend checking this out because it's based in research. And this is what the website looks like. And we'll put the link in the YouTube description and in the newsletter. And essentially just select the pesticide, and then it'll have information on is it toxic to brood? Is it toxic to other bee species other than the Apis mellifera? And they have ratings for each. So it's a good tool if you'd like to, if you know the pesticide that has affected your bees and you want to see the effects on the bees.
Yeah, it's an awesome tool for education and outreach as well, right? So, and thanks, Keon, for adding it, the link to our knowledge base on the CAMP website.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah.
And a few other beekeeping tips here we have. So yeah, be proactive in preventing swarming. It's still swarming season. So you want to make sure to split early before the hive gets too large and the colony gets too large, and feed if you have just installed packages, and nutrition, anything extra on that one, Wendy?
Just if you're going into dearth, you might want to consider a feed protocol for sure.
And as always, we appreciate feedback, and there's anonymous feedback link in the YouTube description. So go ahead, give that a click, and let us know what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of, any changes you'd like to see or recommend. And with that, we will see you next month.
Be well.
Be well. Thank you.